When I moved here 35 years ago, I went out and I built a treehouse.
Meet Bob Parr. He's a retired ER doctor who lives in Howe Creek, a tidal estuary in Wilmington, North Carolina.
This was totally surrounded by dry land. The high tide presently comes up just to the base of this beam. The projections are that by 2050, 2060, we might see 1 to 2 feet of sea level rise. That means on every high tide, my treehouse is going to be flooded.
He's not sitting idly back, though. Bob is retrofitting his treehouse into a dock, strengthening the structure and making it more resilient with stainless steel nails that can withstand the encroaching salt water.
I'm putting something in that I think can adapt to the rising seas.
With a warming climate, melting ice caps, and rapidly pushing up sea levels, adaptation is the name of the game. But not everyone is adapting as well as Bob.
1 foot of rise out here at sea level moves a whole ecosystem tens of miles.
Coastal and marine geologist Stan Riggs is showing Bob and friends how rising sea levels and increased human activity are changing Wilmington's Cape Fear River.
Cypress is a key species in this because it can't tolerate salt water.
Cypress like this can start growing in places with intermittent saltwater flooding, but a more constant stream kills them off. Upriver, the cypress grows fine for now, but the carcasses of its compatriots downriver are clearly visible.
You can't live in New Hanover County without seeing the effects of sea level rise and high tide flooding whenever you're near the coast. This over here is called Eagle Island.
Even though the future seems obvious, the North Carolina legislature has stifled the science it itself commissioned from Stan Riggs.
Our report that came out in 2010 from the science panel to the legislature projected a 39-inch or 1 meter rise in sea level by 2100. Well, this just hit a button that the developers and the real estate people just went ballistic.
The legislature asked him to redo the projections, but only out to 2045 and with several other stipulations.
We could not project any change. It had to be a straight line on our existing data.
That came out to be less than a foot of sea level rise. Stan quit the commission after turning in the curtailed report.
It was insane. The agencies weren't allowed to use the word sea level in any capacity.
But high tide flooding like this is visible throughout Wilmington and in other coastal cities. With no plans from the state to address it, individuals are left to wonder about how climate change will impact the future.
It's kind of nostalgic because I remember exactly where the sea level was 35 years ago. And so I'm looking into the future. 35 years I won't be here. The treehouse is going to be there.
Hurricane Florence gave Bob a taste of just how that treehouse turned dock would look, and he's pleased with how it stood up. The rest of the North Carolina coast should take notes on how to adapt to climate change. For Clean Air Carolina, I'm Miles O'Brien.